The first preseason game is officially in the books, and I've got some takes. Here's what I'd like to start out with. If there's anybody out there watching this video, or maybe you're not watching this video and I'm just talking about you specifically, and you're upset that we lost this game, I'm not gonna spend any energy on that. I'm not going to. And if you're gonna let a preseason 1-point loss, thanks to some third and fourth stringers, get in the way of your happiness, well, then you are lost! So we're gonna move on from whoever won or lost this game right now. We on the same page? We're on the same page. I have notes on my phone, a bunch of different topics. I'm going to hit every single topic, give my little takes on each one, and then each specific topic is gonna get its own video. So I will touch on the quarterbacks a little bit in this video, and then they're gonna get their own video. I'm gonna talk about Trey Tucker and Jacorian Bennett, and then they're each gonna get their own videos, a video a week. Here's what I'll say. If you haven't joined the Patreon, all these videos are gonna be done today, Monday. They're all gonna be up tonight, Monday, and they will sporadically go up throughout the week. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that sub button. We're so close to 8,000. We're trying to get to 10,000 before the new league year. Preseason week 1 begins. I'm just going to give my fresh take right off the beginning before I hop into my notes. Very happy. The defense was not great. Straight up, not great. However, they did not game plan. They just went out there and played some vanilla zone defense. The Vikings went down the field and scored. Nope. The Vikings went down the field on their first possession, but we did not break, and they didn't score. Second possession, J.J. McCarthy throws the ball right to Jack Jones. It was nice to see Jack Jones catch the ball. His body language was like, bro, what? Where is that ball going? Defense, the pressure, the line. Christian Wilkins looked fast. Max Crosby only played like one possession, I believe, maybe two. There was a lot of good there. I saw Jacorian Bennett making plays, Jack Jones making plays. I've seen some people after this game saying we definitely need to go out and get Stephon Gilmore. I do not agree with that at all. I think the corners looked pretty good when they decided to man up down in the plus territory across the 50-yard line. The zone defense, look, it's just, again, it was vanilla in terms of they're not going to really scheme up some stuff. They blitzed once, right? And J.J. McCarthy threw a pick. So I'm not worried about the defense getting moved on by Sam Darnold and some backups, right? However, I would like to see that cleaned up in the Cowboys game. Let's try a little bit harder. Let's play a little bit less vanilla zone. The defense looked okay. The offense, which I heard, all off-season, doom and gloom. Offense sucks. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you got 0 quarterbacks. Here's my instant takeaway watching the offense. This is with Aiden, with Gardner, with the weapons we have, without Devontae, without JPJ, without Colton Miller. I think either quarterback can win you 10 games, okay? That's my quick take on that. I think one has a higher chance of getting us to 10 than the other, and we'll get to that in a second. But the offense showed exactly what I thought they would. Aiden and Gardner both did exactly what I thought they would. There was people running wide open, like I said, again, without Devontae Adams. I was a little surprised that Dylan Laube didn't get some first-team reps, although I'm sure they just wanted him to get as many reps as he could instead of competing with Zamir White and Amir Abdullah. The run game wasn't great, but you saw some flashes from Zamir White. And overall, the line did okay. Of course, there was that sack on Aiden O'Connell in the red zone. I don't put that on him. I put that on Colton Miller's genetics and the fact that he's not healthy on the field right now. But if we're going to get into the quarterbacks, and like I said, there's going to be a full video on this probably Tuesday. It'll be up on Patreon right now or by tonight. Here's where I stand on the quarterbacks. I stand exactly where I did before this all started. Aiden O'Connell is clearly the better quarterback in terms of who you want to win football games with this roster. And he's the quarterback that Antonio Pierce has been looking for, because Antonio Pierce says one thing about the quarterback, which is what? He needs to keep the ball in the hands of the offense. And right now, nobody turned the ball over. Gardner, Aiden, I understand that. But if you watch their play styles, when someone throws the ball, is it more likely to be intercepted coming out of the hand of Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew? I think without question, the answer is Gardner Minshew. And Gardner did some very good things. He did exactly what I thought he would. He made some big plays. He made some inaccurate passes. He got a delay of game called on us and then converted it on the 3rd and 11. So he made life harder and then made it easier, right? He scrambled a lot. The worst thing I saw him do, and I'll get into this in my quarterback video on Tuesday, he just bails on the pocket way too fast. It's a clean pocket, step up, make the throw. Instead, he just drifts. He just drifts backward, rolls out to his right, throws it away, or hopes somebody gets open. And that's not a recipe for success long-term to win football games. That's why he shows flashes of really good quarterback play, but cannot sustain it. Where Aiden O'Connell clearly went out of his way to work on his footwork in the offseason, step up into the pocket, make the right reads. He had a couple bad throws, no doubt about it. And again, I'll get into this more specifically on my video on the quarterbacks. But for right now, I think clearly Aiden O'Connell is the starter moving forward. That's all I like to say about that. Trey Tucker, who had a very good offseason training program, right? Did not have a good training camp, dropping a lot of balls. Looks like the clear-cut, no doubt about it, wide receiver 3. He was actually a pretty good wide receiver 2 today. He was sitting in the zone. He was laying out, catching passes, making blocks down the field. Trey Tucker looks like someone who's going to take a massive, massive leap. Again, this will all be separate video stuff. I'm just getting into my quick takes right off the rip. Maybe the most important thing, actually, we'll save that. My next thing is Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer together. It was very, very interesting to see that the first tight end to catch a pass in this game was Michael Mayer, which shows you they're going to be on the field at the same time. When Devontae wasn't out there, the formation was Jacoby Myers to the left, Michael Mayer tight end, Brock Bowers wide receiver 2. Then Trey Tucker came in, Brock Bowers moved to tight end, 12 personnel, Brock Bowers moved to fullback. They moved him all around the field. So he's going to get the ball and run with it as much as we'd like to give him the ball. Now, the ball that Aiden O'Connell threw to him was a little bit low. He caught it down here, picked it up, made a man miss. I am very excited to see how Luke Getsy uses him, and clearly right off the rip, Brock Bowers looks like NFL speed-wise, at least with that, he belongs in the National Football League already. Going to be a top 15, 12, 10 tight end by the end of the season, no doubt about it. We have the best tight end duo in the National Football League. Okay, do I want to talk about the most important thing? I talked about Gardner, Trey Tucker, blah, 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 blah. We have a lot of weapons. Yep, okay. Here's the thing that I want to talk about the most, and this will probably be the longest separate video that I make. Luke Getsy clearly knows how to call plays. I did not see one play that I didn't like called. And this is coming from a preseason game in which you really can't scheme things up. You just kind of keep it, again, here's that word again, vanilla. And Luke Getsy was moving people around, pre-snap motion. I love the idea of just, it's one-on-one and the guy's backing off, flip it out to Jacoby or Wilkerson, that'll be Devontae Adams who will break a tackle, and have him juke, make a man miss, easy 7 yards. It's about getting yards forward, positive plays every single time, and it looks like Luke Getsy is the opposite of Josh McDaniels in terms of simplifying the best way to pick up first downs. Get your running backs involved in the pass game. Put Brock Bowers at fullback, leak him out, no one's guarding him, flip it out to a wide receiver if there's nobody covering him. This is a very simple way of playing football, and the way you complicate it in a good way to confuse the defenses is to have a lot of weapons and move them around. If you have Jacoby in the slot, Devontae split out wide, Brock Bowers at the other wide receiver spot, you've got Michael Mayer at fullback, 12 personnel, ALLaBorde and Zamir White. It's clear that Luke Getsy studied his butt off to figure out the best way to maximize the weapons that we have. And right off the bat, I think for just one preseason game where the starters played a quarter and a half, that's another thing we have to talk about. Minshew played with a lot of the twos and played against a lot of twos, where Aiden O'Connell played a lot of the first-team defense of the Minnesota Vikings in the beginning and played with a lot of the ones. To wrap it all up, Trey Tucker looks like a monster. Brock Bowers showed flashes, and I love the way they moved him around. Luke Getsy called a hell of a game. It looks like he's keeping it simple, not trying to overcomplicate things, the opposite of Josh McDaniels. The defense didn't look great, but the first-team defense did not let up a score in 2 drives that they played. Aiden O'Connell, in my opinion, still has the edge over Gardner Minshew because Gardner Minshew drifts out of the pocket and throws up hospital balls. He's not going to unlearn that. Jacorian Bennett looks like a solid CB2. And I'm very excited to see this next preseason game. And Antonio Pierce has come out and said he wants to have a decision made on the quarterback by the end of this next game. He said, by the end of this next game, we'll have the footage from 2 games. We've got all the practices to say who the starter is. And I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think it's going to be Aiden O'Connell. Because if it's this close, Gardner Mitchell's been in the league 4 years now. 5 years now, whatever it is. Aiden O'Connell, this is only his 2nd year. You have to give the edge to Aiden O'Connell if it's that close. And I don't even think it's close. I mean, the margin of error is small, but Aiden, to me, clearly has the better head on his shoulders to lead this team to the playoffs. But my overall consensus, watching Aiden and Gardner both play, is that whoever we pick to start, I think, no doubt about it, we can get to 10 games either way. Comment below your thoughts. Let me know. Are you excited? I couldn't have been happier with that first half. Couldn't have cared less about the second half. And again, if you're worried about how Anthony Brown played, go outside, take a nap, go eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do something to distract you from the things that make you mad that do not matter in this world, okay? Join the Discord. Link is in the description below. We were talking throughout the whole game. That's completely free. Patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders, $5 a month. You get your name at the end of the credits. You get exclusive content. You get videos early. I'm telling you, I'm making 5 videos today, Monday. They're all going up on Patreon tonight. You want 5 videos early? They're going up. Link in the description below. Patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free out there, no charges to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.